Hey everyone. So it was about a week or so ago, I released a video, I think I was on TikTok and I put it on YouTube, of how darkness always comes before light. And I wanted to give you a little bit more to that, but also show you from a whole different perspective too, of how that plays out in our everyday life, every year life. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show a clip from my darkness teaching that I did a few years back, and then I'll build onto that. According to the Blue Letter Bible, the Greek word for darkness in John 1:5 is scotia. The definition in Strong's is dimness, obscurity, literal and figurative. So according to the Blue Letter Bible, the three usages in John 1 for darkness are darkness, literal, the darkness due to want of light, and 3, a metaphor used of ignorance of divine things and its associated wickedness and the resultant misery in hell. In Genesis 1, 2, and 4, the usage for darkness is koshek, which means the same thing. Darkness, obscurity. Darkness, secret place, hidden. The definition in Strong's for koshek are the dark, darkness, literal and figurative, misery, destruction, death, ignorance, and sorrow. In Isaiah 45:7, God says that He forms light and creates darkness, or koshek. Clearly, this darkness does not necessarily mean evil. In the garden. Okay, and for those who are wanting to see the entire video, I'll actually put the link in the description and have a little thing at the top of the screen for y'all to watch that later. Alright, so y'all have an idea of what darkness actually looks like and means versus what it's typically referred to when it comes to evil, because again, it does not necessarily mean evil. It can, but it's not inherently meaning evil. It can also mean like a form of rest. It can be can also be death, but death doesn't necessarily mean evil either. So we got rest as a primary thing when it comes to this thing. Okay, so the next portion, we are looking in Genesis 1 here. Alright, so we have in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. It was without form and void, etc. A lot of people I've seen, would say that, light, there was light there before darkness. Not necessarily true, because, whenever He created everything and then He created light, what was before the light? Nothing. There was darkness, basically. There was nothing there. In fact, in Psalms, it says that God hides Himself in the darkness. He conceals Himself in the darkness. He puts the darkness and almost wears it like a garment in a way to hide Himself. So in a way, again, the darkness comes before the light. And even whenever let there be light, God saw the light was good and separated the light from the darkness. Again, before the light was even there was darkness, because there was nothing there, and that's a main thing right now, because we know that God does. He created everything for a purpose. He knew everything what was going to go on. So, if you really look at it, all this was planned beforehand, even to the minuscule thing, when it comes to, I guess, how everything plays out. And I do believe in free will, by the way, in case you're thinking I'm Calvinist. I'm not. And so we already see that darkness comes before light, even before He created the day and the night. And if we're looking at here, and there was evening and there was morning the first day, one day, and that's how it is with every single day. Evening, morning, third day. evening, morning, fourth day. Hope you're seeing a trend. And so we also know that the Jews, according to their custom, because they get it from here, is that the next day begins at the evening, which moves into the night, and then the morning, is still that same day. Now, with both things that we've just gone over, and knowing what darkness means, but knowing that he called it night. Now, the dark can also be a form of rest. And since, you got the evening, goes into night, which is the form of rest. Morning, we got the day, and when everything is active. So let's move on to the next point here. Now, again, as we go through this, we got to remember, too, and we got to realize that God did all this to show that he was there and he had everything planned out. He did this to show he was there in every single little bit, because as you look into this stuff and see that this just one aspect, the darkness before light, is in every single part of existence, basically. Every single little bit, every single part of your life, there's always a part where darkness comes before light. Now, given now that we know the whole thing about the darkness coming before light, let's make it a little bit into a bigger perspective rather than the micro, which is our personal lives, but also like the day, night and day type thing. But let's also look at this in a yearly thing. So we know, again, evening, according to the Jews, is the start of one day, and then night, morning, and then day. So we see and we know that the Jewish New Year starts in the fall. And according to the Gregorian calendar, we got fall, winter, spring, and then summer. Now, if we apply the same concept of the evening, night, morning, day to the calendar, our yearly thing, we know also that during the winter, everything slows down, everything comes to a rest. In a way, it's not necessarily it can be a form of death, but everything is slowing down, versus during the summer, everything is really alive, really active. So I hope you see that parallel. So we got the Jewish New Year at the beginning of autumn or fall, which is the evening of the year. Moves into winter, which is a form of rest, or dark, which is the night time for the year itself. Then we move into spring, which is the morning for the year when everything starts picking up again, into the summer, which is the day when everything is hustle and bustle. I hope this has helped y'all kind of see a little bit of a deeper perspective of life and how creation and everything functions and plays out. I am still working on this thing, and I'll probably throw out something here and there, but I felt like this would be a good time to kind of show a little bit of a deeper idea, and hopefully help y'all to see how things do play out, and maybe even, because I know this knowledge has actually helped me kind of take things a little more, not for granted, but see it in a whole different perspective and treat it in a way that I know what's coming, and to kind of go along with that flow, but treat it have more respect for it all, on a deeper aspect, and be prepared for each little thing, knowing what's coming, and have a respect for it all.